Terrell County, Texas Sheriff Thaddeus Cleveland joins me. Sheriff Cleveland also is a retired Border Patrol agent. Good evening, sir. How do you lose 320,000 children? I don't know how you lose 5, but how do you lose 320,000?
Hi, Greta. Good to see you again. And no, hey, just when you think it couldn't get any worse, it does. And first we heard it was a much lower number. Now they've hit us with this 320,000. Look, these kids would have been much better off had they been left in the hands of U.S. Border Patrol agents. We've been criticized by this administration and previous administrations for keeping kids in cages, which is completely furthest from the truth. Look, again, when these kids are in our custody, they're cared for, they're taken care of, and they certainly wouldn't go missing.
All right, they're unaccompanied. They have nobody. Well, they come across the border and you sort of registered. I mean, we're talking about the ones that actually got registered with some sort. And I'm sure there are thousands across the border that never get stopped by the Border Patrol. But so you get them, you get their names, and then what did you do with them?
Right. So once we have them in our custody, then we start the process where we reach out to ICE and then we reach out to Health and Human Services, HHS. And at that point, then we have to start seeing, okay, do they have someone that's a relative here in the United States, so we can provide that information. But once we've secured housing for them, meaning a bed space for them with through HHS, they'll send them off to, like what you've seen, the Southwest Keys, which is a nonprofit group that houses unaccompanied children. But they've also been accused of photographing these kids, having sex with the kids. It's just a broken process.
And what's the solution?
The solution is having somebody in the White House that lets the rest of the world know you're not coming to our borders, and if you do, you're not going to come into this country illegally. It takes a strong president willing to have strong policies to secure a border. And look, we have to get past this left saying that it's migration, the right saying border security. What we're dealing with and what we've been dealing with since 9/11 is border security. Immigration can be handled in a different area, but right now we've got to secure our borders.
Well, there are two issues. One is, the whole humanitarian issue about the children. 320,000, we don't know what's happened to them. And I know all about human smuggling. I've done reports on it. It's just, people have no idea what happens to these children. It's just, it makes you sick to your stomach, the human smuggling. And it seems so unreal because most of us don't smuggle children. So it's hard to imagine that people are that inhuman and indecent they are. But you've raised the other issue, national security. We don't know who comes across the border. And it just takes one person, to come across the border and really create a lot of heartache for everybody else. We can't have a perfect border, but we can't have a border where there doesn't seem to be any success.
Yes, ma'am. And even to take it a step further, us as Border Patrol, or when I was a Border Patrol, we've been, ready for mass migration. We have plans for mass migration. We've never seen a mass migration like we've seen in the past 3.5 years. It's, as you know, it's been unlike ever before. But with that being said, we need the U.S. government to put the infrastructure along the border, along at our ports of entry. We need judges in those areas. We need more Border Patrol agents, more technology, and obviously more infrastructure. But also we need, just similar to what they had at Ellis Island when people were coming across on boats. Look, if someone can cross the Atlantic Ocean on a boat, they can surely cross a wall, right? But with that being said, we need places to hold people that are sick. We need immigration judges. We need holding facilities to keep those that are criminals. We certainly do. And it can be done. We're the greatest country in the world. And for us to be doing what we're doing is nonsense.
Sheriff Thaddeus Cleveland, thank you, sir.
Hey, thank you, Greta.